Hey everyone, my name is Jackson, and I just spent the entire summer with my wife Megan exploring waterfalls throughout our home state of Oregon, and I wanted to share with you our favorite ones to visit and let you in on some local secrets. This is my Oregon Waterfalls Top 10. We're going to start this list off with one of the most picturesque waterfalls in Oregon, Toketee Falls. Toketee is the Chinook word for pretty, which is a perfect description of this waterfall. I mean, just look at this. It is gorgeous. It's located on the Umpqua River, 58 miles east of Roseburg, and has carved its way through ancient columnar basalt before plunging 100 feet into the pool below. From the parking area, which has this unique old wooden pipe feature, it's about a 10-minute easy walk to this viewing platform, and for most people, this is the best spot to view Toketee Falls, but if you are agile, you have the option to downclimb this pretty sketchy trail to get a better look at the waterfall from the water's edge.
That's really the only sketchy part. There's no rope, so definitely make sure you're sure-footed and just go slow, and you'll be fine.
It's definitely a little hairy, so be safe and be confident, and this view is the reward. But no matter where you view it from, you can't deny it is pretty. Next up, we are headed north to Cascade Locks in the Columbia River Gorge, where there is a unique 172-foot high waterfall that you can walk behind through a tunnel. And as the feature implies, this is Tunnel Falls. Tunnel Falls has been popularized on social media as of late, and with good reason. It is super cool. But to get here will require a lot of effort and safety considerations.
I just got scolded for no running, and Megan's absolutely right. Do not run here. It is a little sketchy, so hold the handrail, walk through the tunnel 50 times, and enjoy it. I'm sorry.
No running!
This is a 12.2 mile round trip hike along exposed rock trail and at some points along sheer cliffs that drop vertically well over 100 feet to rocks below. I definitely don't recommend bringing kids, people that are scared of heights, or uncoordinated people on this hike. If you can muster the effort though, you get to experience a really cool waterfall and a really enjoyable hike as you get treated to bonus waterfalls all along the way. And don't forget to walk about a quarter mile past Tunnel Falls to get to Twister Falls, which is yet another bonus waterfall, and it's a great place to have a picnic, take a dip, because you have a long walk back. Staying in the area, but on the other side of Mount Hood, is a somewhat forgotten waterfall, Multnomah Falls, an epic 110-foot lava cliff waterfall that is just a beauty. Multnomah is the Chinook word meaning a friendly spirit, and I see why. It's a powerful rectangular waterfall that, amidst it angrily throwing water off its ledge, seems quite friendly, and the hike to it is as well. It's a very easy 3.4 mile round trip hike with not too much elevation gain. You get to cruise along this river crisscrossing on bridges until you come around the corner, and there it is, Multnomah Falls. You can scramble up behind the fall if you want, but I feel like waterfalls are really best viewed straight on, and so we just chilled on this little river island for a bit and took in the views, which were gorgeous, but I will say get better with this next fall. About an hour and a half east of Salem lies the most unknown waterfall on this list, Marion Falls. Marion Falls is interesting because in the summer, they actually limit the amount of people that can access this trail. Only 40 passes are available each day, which you have to reserve ahead of time for only $1. It's pretty easy, but it does limit the crowds. Additionally, getting to the actual falls is a challenge because you have to know the specific unmarked trail that you need to take. If you don't know, you will not see any waterfalls on this hike. Anyway, once you take the unmarked trail, you have to hike through some fallen logs, and then there is a super steep but short trail to get down to the lookout point just below Marion Falls, which is the first waterfall, where you are straight on, eye level with Gatch Falls. It's just an underrated Oregon waterfall just due to its shape, its size, its power.
Look at that, that's insane! And no one's here, and no one really even knows about it. That's the other thing. It's not a talked about waterfall.
And if you are in the area, you have to go see Coosa and Sahaley Falls, two distinct waterfalls about a half mile apart on the Mackenzie River, just 40 minutes south of Marion Falls. From the parking lot, it's literally a 1-minute walk to the Sahaley Falls viewpoint, and Sahaley is a 100-foot plunge waterfall that is extremely powerful.
You gotta go up on that rock. It's super slippery, and you're just gonna get blasted with water, but pretty sick.
About a half mile south of Sahaley Falls, you get to Coosa Falls, which is a split waterfall pouring into this big pool, and there's this incredible viewpoint off an unmarked trail just past this viewpoint. Now, the best time to view both of these waterfalls specifically is on a sunny day at high noon, because the Mackenzie River is known for just having the bluest water when the sun hits it. The world-famous Blue Pool is just a few miles from here, and as you can see, very blue. That's the Mackenzie River. But unfortunately, it was a little cloudy today. You can still see the blue tint in the water. Both of these falls are just epic. Now, I did create a downloadable travel guide of this video. I linked it below, where I mapped all of them out on a custom map with links to each of the all-trail maps, pictures of each fall, and all other details about the trail. It's important to know that most of these waterfalls are located in nature and in isolated areas with zero cell reception, so they do require some research beforehand. Many of them require a Northwest Forest Pass or another type of trail pass, so check that out. That's all in the guide as well. I appreciate the support so much. Okay, moving on. Now, if we continue east from Sahaley and Coosaw Falls, we will find what many Oregonians will argue is the perfect waterfall, Tumalo Falls. Tumalo is a 97-foot rectangular waterfall in Deschutes National Forest, and it really represents Central Oregon. It's iconic for the area, just the contrast from the shades of brown rocky cliffs to the deep green of pine and juniper. It is just incredible. But given its proximity to Bend, the outdoor mecca of Oregon, you are going to deal with heaps of crowds. Parking's going to be a nightmare, so you've really got to get there early. Regardless, at some point, you're just going to have to deal with this one-way dirt road, which can be super gnarly, but absolutely worth doing to get this view.
That is absolutely sick. And now I'm warmed up, I'm woken up, on to the next.
Which is probably the most interesting waterfall on this list. The location just seems out of place with tumbleweeds and farmland as backdrop. The abandoned power plant gives me Chernobyl meltdown vibes, and the milky white water is something you aren't going to find anywhere else. White River Falls is just plain weird. That's it in a nutshell, and it is located near Maupin in north central Oregon, and it doesn't get all that crowded as it's sort of off the beaten path and not your traditional waterfall.
The water just looks super silty. Babe, please be careful. Daredevil. And yeah, it's just a totally different feeling waterfall. We were just at one about 2 hours ago, deep in the forest, dark green trees everywhere, and then you have the waterfall. Here, it's dry, arid, and it's just a completely different feeling waterfall. Okay, I thought that was a cliff.
And at the end of the day, White River Falls is absolutely worth driving to go see, because as far as Oregon waterfalls go, this one is just different. Next up, we have Megan's favorite waterfall adventure in Oregon, Abiqua Falls. Now, this is also on the list of sort of forgotten waterfalls because of the effort required to get here. You have this pretty gnarly drive-in that I'm warning you, along with many other people, do not attempt this drive unless you have an SUV with good clearance and know how to drive off-road. If you can't drive in, you do have to walk the 2.5 mile road in, then scramble down a steep grade using ropes, and then make your way up the river to get to Abiqua Falls. The columnar basalt stacks interrupted by this steady sheet of water will just make you feel like you are in nature's amphitheater. It just really feels like your classic Oregon waterfall adventure, a little bit of work required, a little bit of sketch endured, and the reward, an incredible waterfall that you won't soon forget. And you won't forget this next one either. Located an hour southeast of Eugene, we come to Salt Creek Falls, the most accessible waterfall on this list, as the parking lot is just 100 feet from the viewing platform. It's all paved and ready for anyone. Salt Creek Falls is known for having the second highest single waterfall drop in Oregon at 286 feet. And fun fact, the third highest drop in Oregon is Watson Falls, coming in at a 270-foot drop and also worth a visit. Although for this list, it is just an honorable mention because I will say it's less impressive than Salt Creek, just due to the sheer magnitude differences. Salt Creek is just powerful. You can feel the intensity from the viewing platform as it roars over the edge. Next up, we have the highest single drop waterfall in Oregon, Multnomah Falls. With the upper falls plummeting in free fall 550 feet and the lower falls plummeting 70 feet, it is a 620-foot high waterfall that really is the pride and joy of Oregon. And it really deserves its spot on this list because it is the most visited Pacific Northwest natural recreation site with 2 million visitors annually. And with good reason. Multnomah Falls just towers over every other waterfall in sheer size and jaw-dropping beauty. And you can walk up to this bridge and hike to other viewing areas of Multnomah, but the reality is this main viewpoint really is the winner. Also, my hot take is while Multnomah is absolutely iconic, the crowds and the traffic here can really put a damper on the experience. It's just going to be frustrating. But the good news is that there are a ton of other gorgeous waterfalls, and I mean a ton, all around Multnomah Falls that are more secluded with fewer crowds that are just waiting to be explored. That is my travel guide to the top 10 waterfalls in Oregon. I hope you can get out there and adventure soon. And if you do, you may as well pick up a pair of my favorite adventure pants. I link them down below. You get 15% off with my link. Really helps the channel out. But anyway, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and we'll see you in the next one.